FM News Talk 97.1.
On-demand audio.
How about that? Not only talking about the tax cut, did you see the number of jobs added in February? Almost 300,000 new jobs after the president's first full month in office. I didn't see that being touted on CNN this morning for some odd reason. Let me welcome in my guest right now, Wayne Allyn Root. His website is rootforamerica.com. His book is Angry White Male. I'm sure it's still on the bestseller list. Wayne, how are you?
Hey, Mark, and I think the headline should be case closed, Trump is great, Obama sucks. And so, all you have to do is look at the headlines, the news of the last 2 days.
Yeah.
The GDP for the first quarter, which is still Obama's quarter. Not only was January still his month, but more importantly, Trump hasn't had time to actually install anything that would really help the economy. And the GDP of the first quarter was 1.3%, which is horrendous. Last quarter, fourth quarter was horrendous, 1.9%. The last year of Obama was 1.6% GDP for the entire 2016. Now the first quarter, 1.3. I think you can close the book on Obama. He's a disaster. Now you look at the jobs, and you go, Wayne, you gave Obama credit for the first quarter GDP of a disaster. Why don't you give him credit for the jobs? Because jobs have nothing to do now with Obama. It's merely optimism for Donald Trump that made companies in February suddenly all hire again like it's 1980 and Reagan's president.
Right.
So the jobs credit goes to Trump, but the GDP only goes to Obama. So Trump's great, Obama sucks.
I saw today the Wall Street Journal reported that Samsung has announced an expansion here, and they'd move jobs from Mexico back to the U.S. I mean, it seems like every day we're hearing more and more stories like that.
Yeah, well, listen, look, I'm a businessman. I'm not a big businessman. I wish I could brag that I have thousands of employees. But in my lifetime, I've employed hundreds, maybe even thousands collectively at every job for 30 years. But the end result is I, the small businessman, say there's only one thing that makes me happy and makes me open a business, makes me create jobs, and that is a president who appreciates business people, who doesn't put us down, who doesn't call us miserable names, who doesn't think the 1% are horrible people, who doesn't say, you didn't build that. It's really about psychology. And we have a guy now who I know loves and appreciates businessmen and women. We have a guy who wants to dramatically cut business taxes, dramatically cut personal income taxes, dramatically cut regulations, kill Obamacare, and kill climate change legislation, and kill, hopefully, I hope, part of Trump's agenda is to kill the IRS. No one's ever going to get rid of them, I guess, but certainly you can defund them as much as possible. If you don't give them even a raise, they just have to fire employees or lay people off or not replace people, and so there won't be as many audits. There won't be as many IRS intrusions into our lives. So, you put that entire group together. Believe me when I tell you, it makes businessmen get up in the morning and smile. I don't want to make any lewd analogies, but when you have a wife who makes passionate love to you every day, 7 days a week, don't you get up? All men get up and smile. My wife's going to make love to me. When you have a wife who hates you and you sleep in opposite bedrooms, guess what? You wake up in a bad mood. So I got a president who likes me now instead of one who hates me. Don't you think it's going to put me in a good mood and I'm going to want to hire people? Of course it does. And that's why I just got back from a 2-week trip to Asia where I'm raising millions of dollars for my new business, and I'm going to hire lots of people. I didn't do that under Barack Obama because who'd want to start a business in his economy? No one.
Well, I don't know if you want to share exactly where you were, but what was the reaction to Trump over there?
Yeah, well, here's what happened. So I went to Asia to raise millions of dollars for my new business, but while I was there, other friends of mine got the brilliant idea, you're going to be in Asia for 2 weeks meeting with a lot of wealthy businessmen who are potential investors. Why don't you also give speeches to the business community of these 5 countries? And so I was in Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Singapore, made a trip back to Malaysia for Penang, another city, both Kuala Lumpur and Penang in Malaysia. So I hit 5 countries, and I hit 6 cities and 9 speeches, and spoke in front of many, many, many business leaders. I don't know if it was many hundreds or many thousands, whatever the number was. Lots of people were in the audience for each of my speeches. And all I could tell you is it's no different than America. People will tell you America is badly divided. And I agree. It is badly divided. If you make money, if you create jobs, if you pay taxes, if you bust your butt every day, you're for Donald Trump 9 out of 10 times. And if you collect a welfare check or work for government with a safe paycheck and tenure, you probably hate Donald Trump 9 out of 10 times. That's the division. It's the people who pay the taxes, create the jobs, and start the businesses all love Trump. And Asia was no different. My audience was all business people, and they all liked Trump. a vast majority, like Trump, and even the ones who didn't like him, are willing to give him a chance because they know they need America to do well. So everybody is open to Trump doing well. They're all rooting for him in all these countries in faraway Asia, 10,000 miles away. Whereas if you met a man on the street who's been listening to the media and what an evil man Donald Trump is, what a Hitler or Nazi is, I guess the average person on the street with absolutely no education probably doesn't like Donald Trump. But the educated people I spoke to love Donald Trump, even in Asia, 10,000 miles away.
And they understand that. So while you were overseas then, a lot of these leaks and these stories have been coming out about people trying to undermine Trump. I don't know about you, but I don't remember a scenario like this in my lifetime.
Yeah, and look, it's so easy to explain what's happening. I posted a story on my Facebook page just the other day, and everyone out there, my website is rootforamerica.com, my Facebook page. Just look up Wayne Allyn Root fan page. And I posted a story about a Amish farmer, sweetest guy in the world with, I think it was 17 children. His business is he makes very little money, but he has a little business where he creates little jars of skin salve that heal all kinds of skin conditions, including skin cancer, and he made the mistake of putting on the salve. He called it healing salve. Okay, there was a name. I forgot what the name was, but say it's Willy Wonka's healing salve.
Right.
He should have just put Willy Wonka cream, but he put the word healing. Well, the FDA doesn't like when you put the word healing, because then that's insinuating that you spent $50 billion to get a drug passed by them through clinical trials. So they come with guns drawn and SWAT teams, and they raid your home, and they throw your 17 little children on the ground with AK-47s aimed at their faces, giving them trauma and PTSD. Then they take daddy away, and they put him on trial for making health claims, and he was convicted, and now he faces 63 years in prison.
Oh, my
He's 56 years old. These are the people that are against Donald Trump. These government Nazis that are our bureaucrats in this country who have safe jobs and safe paychecks and make $100,000 and $200,000 a year, even though they're all incompetents and they couldn't last a week in the private sector. These are the people who are angry that Donald Trump won election and wants to make government smaller and wants to change America and help the private sector. Because they're little Nazis who want to come after anyone. They want control of our lives. They want control of our businesses. They want to put us in prison. They want to do everything in the world that makes them powerful and takes power away from us. And that's what he's done. He stirred a hornet's nest of government employees, CIA, FBI, NSA, all worthless, I'm not saying every person in the FBI is worthless, but the people he stirred up are the worthless ones who know that if they didn't have a government job, they couldn't even survive. So they want to keep their paychecks coming. They want more money to be assigned to their bureaus and their agencies, and they want Donald Trump gone because they know he's trouble because he believes in the people and power to the people, and that's not what they believe in. That's why we've got this kind of an incredible situation where FBI, CIA, NSA, DOJ, they're all coming out of the woodwork and coming after Trump because they're all Obama loyalists and they believe in big government and they know he wants to make government smaller. And maybe he wants to make their salaries more reasonable. And maybe he wants their pensions to be cut a little bit. And that's enough to stir up the hornet's nest of government Nazis. And that's what's going on.
Yeah, somebody's feeling threatened, that's for sure. Wayne Allyn Root, listen, I appreciate your time. Root for America, and people can link from that to your Facebook page and read that amazing story about that poor Amish farmer. Listen, have a great day.
You got it. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a story. I went to his page, and I found this link. That is pretty amazing. This is a guy down in the state of Kentucky who was making this salve and is getting thrown in jail over it. Oh, my goodness. That's an amazing story. We'll have to put a link to that up on our page there, Liz. I'll send you the link here, and we'll get that put up in case people want to read it.